been an executive in franchising most of my life, done a lot of consulting for franchisors. I was a franchisor myself, a CEO of a franchise organization. So I knew exactly what I was looking for and not looking for. And to me, I was not at all attracted to brick and mortar, big investment, a lot of debt. Restaurants certainly are a nightmare in my opinion. I'm not a fan of a lot of employees. I just like to keep it simple, and it really helps balance of life. The flexibility is what I think is really attractive for an opportunity. So when I was looking for an opportunity, I'm looking for something that was low investment. I don't want to get people into debt. Work from anywhere. You got that flexibility. I love that. Who doesn't want to be able to work from anywhere? Service businesses are a lot better. You don't have to have the inventory. You don't have to have, of course, again, that brick and mortar that can be so expensive, from the insurance to just building it or renting or leasing. Not interested in any of that. And then residual income. Anyone that's focused on long-term wealth understands the value of multiple streams of income and residual income. And so that's really what I was looking for in an opportunity. And a bonus for me was the idea of, and I didn't frankly think it existed, was the idea of I wanted a company that was very well funded, a very strong financial balance sheet. ERA doing 100+ million would hit that really well. And then at the same time, very entrepreneurial. Well, it's not very often those two meet. Entrepreneurial organizations tend to be suffering a little on the finance side. The big companies tend to not have a lot of entrepreneurship, and I've been blown away and extremely impressed, frankly, about what we have within expense reduction analysts. Just the entrepreneurial culture, the caring nature, the people are amazing. The most common misconception for me each day is people think I'm looking for analysts. Now with ERA, we certainly are expense reduction analysts, but primarily what I'm looking for, who I'm looking for, are successful executives who can speak comfortably, relate well, speak intelligently to other C-suite executives. They've got an executive presence about them. They can communicate well. They don't need any in-depth sales experience or accounting or finance experience. They certainly don't need to have been an analyst. See, it's really important to understand with the ERA opportunity that although we have one franchise, there are two pretty distinct roles within that franchise. You've got the analyst, you've got that franchisee who finds the money for the client. And that's extremely critical in what we do for our clients. While at the same time, you've got the other type of franchisee, the other role that actually finds the client. So one finds the client, one finds the money for the client. Find extra profit is our motto, our tagline, if you will. They do that, and the trusted business advisor, the client acquirer, as we call them internally, the senior consultant executive that deals more with that C-suite, is actually presenting that model to them and then bringing in, partnering, joint venturing as we call it, with the other franchisees. And just to give you an example, we've had ERA set over 5,000 clients, 18,000 projects, and over 95% of those projects were a joint venture between the franchisee who found the client, built that relationship with the C-suite, and then the franchisee, or in most cases franchisees, that he brought in or she brought in to work for the client and find that money for the client. And they partner. Very collaborative culture. It's one of the really secret sauce, if you will, for ERA. We allow our franchisees to focus on their core competency, what they love doing, what they're good at doing, and not have to worry about the other half. Lord help me if I try to be an analyst, you know what I mean? So we're looking for, if this is where you fit in life, and don't read into this, I'm not looking for super salespeople, looking for someone who can relate well to the C-suite, share or communicate a simple concept, and then bring in some truly world-class analysts, if you will. We call them category specialists, to actually do the consulting with the client and find that money. It's a great model. So being a global consulting firm, we attract a really high caliber of candidate. We have our brand image, if you will. If you look at our website, you look at our materials, and frankly, you look at and speak with our franchisees, you see that of a global consulting firm. You see that of a McKinsey, Accenture, PwC, or Ernst & Young, etc. That's the caliber and beyond of our franchisees. Many of them even come from that kind of background. But regardless of where they came from, that corporate culture they really got fed up with. Whether it's they had to travel too much, Because in ERA, you control, you own your business. Whether you travel too much, or maybe your quota keeps getting raised if you're in that world, or the politics of office life you just got fed up with, maybe the backstabbing in some cases, the limited income is a big factor as well. The fact that someone got promoted when they shouldn't have, perhaps, or just the hours that they can't stand being away from their family. Maybe they want to come home and be a parent and not lose that executive, that cutting edge that they've been used to, and the fulfillment that they've gotten from their career. ERA allows them to do both and really have a fulfilling life. What does someone get for their investment with ERA? You get to be part of a global consultancy. That's pretty significant, especially when you're dealing with middle market and larger organizations. They're not so interested in Red Boswell's consulting firm. The fact that we're part of a global organization, been around for decades, 28 plus countries, it lends some pretty strong strength to who you represent, who you're a part of. Next, and really the number one thing by far to me, is access to the other franchisees, that collaborative network, the world-class analyst in every category of expense that a client's going to have. You've got access to those analysts to come in and help you create those multiple streams of income. Next is the training. The training we have is second to none. Globally, locally, on the net, on the phone, everywhere in between, we're going to be training, supporting, coaching, teaching, training, and really being down in the trenches with our franchise partners. Next, it's going to be the support that we give you. We actually do the billing. ERA Corporate is going to be doing that collections on the franchisee's behalf. And think about it: if you're if you've got your business and you have only got 4 clients a year, okay, and that's, by the way, pretty good. 4 clients a year, and you get 5 or 8 income streams, expense categories per client. 2-3 years from now, you're a full-time billing and collections company if you don't have someone like us at corporate doing that on your behalf. So we're collecting the money from the client, we're dispersing it within a week of receiving it out to the franchise partners that earned it. Our typical client engagement is over 2 years, 24 months, and we get 50% of the savings we find them. Now, when you do a contingency model, you're taking a risk, and that's ERA's core model, that of a contingency. We're so good at what we do, we're willing to do it at no financial risk for our client. But if you're really good at what you do, in a contingency model, you make considerably more than a traditional consultancy. One of the biggest strengths that drew me to ERA is the transparency, both internally and externally, the transparency of this organization. And what I mean by that is, when you're just evaluating the opportunity, you have you can speak with any and all of our franchisees, even past franchisees. We give our candidates access to interview. And did ERA do you right? Is it a good organization? Do they stand behind what they say? Are they an organization that is run with integrity? And do I trust the leadership? Transparency is second to none. We invite candidates into the office for an open house to meet the team, take them out, spend dinner with them, spend plenty of time investing in one another to understand, is this an organization, an opportunity that I want to invest my life into? And next, internally, once you are a franchisee, franchise partner, you're able to see every project that all the other franchisees have done. You can literally go into our intranet, see all the franchisees, their resume, their LinkedIn, but also each project, the client, the savings, the projected savings, the spend for the client, the vendors who didn't make the cut. It's amazingly transparent organization. When you're evaluating a franchise, if you found one you like, you're attracted to the brand, you feel like it's a good fit for you, spouse is on board, the finances aren't a problem, the territories are available. Really, what is the most important thing is validations. Are the other franchisees happy? Do you have access to all the other franchisees? And with ERA, you absolutely do. We've even gone to the next level. And there's a company, a fantastic organization called the Franchise Research Institute. They're a third-party, impartial survey company, really a bunch of psychologists, I think, put this whole big in-depth survey together. And they confidentially interviewed all our franchisees. They asked them some pretty tough questions. Questions like, does the franchisor care? Do they stand behind what they say? Are you happy with the support you get? Do you have regrets in coming on board, etc.? And those are important questions to ask. And so they researched and evaluate it and confidentially ask these questions of our franchisees. I'm very proud to say, of course, ERA scored extremely high. We got the World Class Franchise Award, which is the highest award in franchising. Less than 1% of all franchisors are able to achieve the World Class Franchise status, and ERA got it. ERA's target market is 20 million annual revenue to about 250 million annual revenue. Now we have plenty of clients in the 10 million. We've got plenty of clients in the $10 billion revenue for that matter. So middle market and above organizations, nonprofit, for-profit organizations, we come in and help them on any conceivable, any significant cost category. So a big value that we bring is we're not going to just evaluate one category here or maybe one here, but literally think about it. Any cost category, any large expense that companies have, we've got world-class analysts. And when I say world-class, I mean people who have built their career 10, 20, 30, 40 years sometimes in an expense category, and they come in and do what no procurement team really can do, because procurement teams can be the greatest in the world, but they're still just a generalist, a procurement team. They can do great RFPs, they can negotiate like the best of them, but they don't know that insider knowledge that our analysts know, and that's where we bring that extra significant savings to our clients. So when evaluating a franchise candidate, we certainly need them to be a good communicator, emotionally mature and successfully mature executives. But I break it down to 3 simple words: hungry, humble, and patient. Hungry, they're gonna work hard. They're entrepreneurial. They can handle not being micromanaged. Humble, as any franchisor would tell you, they need to be able to follow our proven model. We've got a system for success, and if you follow it, you're gonna get the results you're looking for. We help you establish those plans depending on your goals. And lastly, patient. Success, wealth, it doesn't come tomorrow. It's not going to come next week, next month. Maybe you may not have a penny of income next quarter. I don't know. But with ERA, you're building multiple streams of wealth over time, which are very secure, but they take a little while to get going.